Good evening, all. Welcome to another episode. Obviously, this is going to be a trigger warning stream. Obviously, we're joined just me and Ashley tonight. So, we're going to be discussing learning about our addictive behavior. So, please do share. Please put any questions you've got in the comments. Experience, we want to know everything. So, we'll see you in about 30 seconds. And we are back. So, Ashley,
Yes.
addictive behavior. Now, straight up, we all know we've all got some sort of an addiction attached to us. So, what is yours and how does it impact your behavior?
Well, I'm probably going to go completely nothing that you're going to expect, I think. I think part of me has an addiction for control.
Addiction for control.
I could say the phone, scrolling social media. That is probably also another one. But I think the biggest one is control. And what I mean by that is things have to have their place. It's my way or the highway type of a mindset. And if it's not done the way that I want it or the way that I expect it to be done, I can get a little spicy. Let's just put it that way. But I have also learned that the way I do things is not the way that my children will do things. So, for example, I'm going to use like a simple example because let's face it, most women have a particular way that they want the towels folded, right? Who's had the towel argument? But a particular way that towels need to be folded because we know if they're not folded properly, they're not going to fit in the cabinet. And if they don't fit in the cabinet, then there's towel overflow wherever, everywhere. It looks messy, etc. But I've learned that my kids, if I want to delegate a task to them, which is folding the towels, I have to realize that they're not going to put away the towels probably in the proper spot of which ones go in the kitchen, which ones go in the bathroom, which ones go in my bathroom, etc. So I have to let go of it's not going to be done the way that I want it done, but they got the task done that I asked for. Regardless of how many times that I've shown them how to fold the towel, they're just doing the task, most likely begrudgingly, but they're doing the task and I have to be okay that done is better than perfect.
Do you know what? It carries the same. Obviously, not with the towels, but it's more when it comes to cleaning the kitchen sides. Now, obviously, the kids do it. I do it. But then Kerry has to go back and go and do it again because it's not to her standards. So she's probably similar to you. Hence why I always believe it's dangerous when you two talk. But it's true though. It's not just the towels though, isn't it? It's toilet roll as well of how you've got it stacked up. Sometimes it's coming down, sometimes it's going the other ways.
Over, my friend, over.
Oh yeah, it's definitely over. It's definitely over.
But I say that because I am a person that worked in housekeeping for years. And being in a position where I quickly moved to what they called an inspectress, if you will, where I don't want to say the other employees, but like it kind of became a supervisor type of a role, right? But that's whatever. So they would clean rooms. They would have their list of rooms that they needed to clean, and I would have to go in after the fact and inspect the rooms, making sure that beds were made, like there was cleanliness, right? Garbages were taken care of, all of that stuff. But it also gave me the ability to like go in prior to them coming in to clean, especially if it was a checkout situation where I could get the sheets off the bed and like bundle everything up. So then when they could come in, all they had to do was get the bed made, clean the bathroom, empty the trash, vacuum, like wipe everything down, like those types of things. So for me, it's part of the attention to detail. And it's also part of not just like a speed thing, but it's efficiency. But it's also like when you work in the hotel space in the housekeeping department, like you can't just slap towels on a towel rod. They're going to look like, did these get washed? You know, like that type of a thing. So you have to make sure that everything looks crisp and pristine, if you will.
Let's talk about that. When it comes to the towels, are they clean? Was that you being controlling, or was that you being paranoid?
Well, again, it's not even so much the paranoid aspect. It's are they clean? Because if you come
OCD.
well, kind of. If you come into a hotel room though, and you see like a washcloth that's kind of like bunched up and it's not like folded in half and like crisp, you're going to be like, wait a minute, did somebody use this washcloth before me? Like, that's gross, right? You don't want to come into a hotel room with hair places and like stains on the sheets. Like, that's disgusting. So you need to have that controlling type OCD like behavior. And I know where a lot of that stems from. It stems from like my childhood. My dad is very orderly. My dad has a way of how he does things. He has a way of eating McDonald's French fries. He has a way of how he eats a salad. Like, I kid you not, like it's things like that that I've carried into my adulthood that I've had to figure out, especially after my illness. I've had to figure out how to let some of that go and to realize that my kids are not looking for this pristine, spotless, like place to live. Every time I clean, I flip out when they come in behind me and they make a mess. Like, there is just a way I have of doing things. I have a way to organize things. That's why when I mom clean their room, I end up with like 10 garbage bags of just random crap and clothes that don't fit or stained, ripped, whatever, that go in the garbage. And like everything has its place. I literally dump out like the whole entire Lego bin and what's in there that shouldn't be in there. Yes, would Mr. Clean approve? Probably. But now, and that used to be especially my old way. Like, I used to clean weekly in our house. Now I'm lucky if I clean once a month. Like, because it's just a constant, okay, let's wipe the counters down. Like, and my husband just got me a robot vacuum. Oh my God. Talk about lifesaver and celebrating. It even mops my floor, Adam. Like, it is amazing. Yes. And I was like, what the hell took me so long to get one of these things? I just have to go into the app and like, boop, and away he goes. I just make sure things are out of his way.
Does it not chase the animals?
No. I make sure that the dogs are in the other room or they're in their kennels. And thankfully, it's quiet enough that the dog is just like, whatever. It doesn't even faze her. So
I think you know what I'm going to come up with next when it comes to addiction, because you've got 7 kids.
Oh, really? Come on now. Which direction are we going with this?
No. I'm going there. I'm going there because people normally stop after about 2 or 3. So what pushed you to wanting this many? Is it the love? Is it that addiction to wanting more? Is it you felt, I don't know. I don't know. Just tell me.
My husband and I, like, there is advice that my father-in-law gave us before we even had kids. And he very much told us, if you wait until you can afford them, you'll never have them. And
Right.
our philosophy was, I'm not going to prevent anything, because for us, if it was in the cards for us to have kids, we were going to do that.
Yeah.
And the only reason that I would say the only reason that we really in reality stopped and had to physically, like, no more kids, is because of my illness 7 years ago.
Right.
When I got sick, that was an indication to both of us, like, we cannot, my body could not physically take another pregnancy. And it wasn't because the last one was hard. It had its own difficulties, but all of the others, I was so incredibly sick. My body was so depleted. My
You were
adrenals
tired.
My adrenals were trashed. I never had a true span of time that I wasn't pregnant. Like, our first, who is 15, he was like, I think 9 months old when I got pregnant with baby number 2. So they're like 16 months apart. And then, so I had 2010, 2012, 2013, 2015, 17, 18. Like, that's how back-to-back pregnancies were.
Yeah.
And I had no time to recover. So because of that, that's what was the stopping point. Because believe me, if we would not have made that happen in a medical, physical sense, I'd probably have like 10. If not, like, that's just the reality. And it's not that I wanted, quote unquote, more. I never really had a number in my mind.
Okay.
But after 3 was hard for me. But after we added our 4th, which was our daughter, it was much like, what's another one at this point? Like, what's another human? Like, we've already gotten, like, we know how this goes, right? So it was very much like, what's another one? So if somebody says to me, well, can you watch XYZ? Or are you okay? Are you sure? Is it okay? And I'm like, dude, I've got 6 here. Like, what's another one? It's fine. And now my kids are old enough where they all, like, they can fend for themselves if they really needed to, but they all, like, take care of one another type of a deal. So
yeah, it's a struggle here, obviously, with our 2 olders. They're like 18 months apart between ages, and but they act like twins because our eldest has got an 18-month delay, so that's why. And then obviously with our youngest, between our daughter and our youngest, it's 10 years. It's 10 years. So yes, so it's tiring. It's tiring. But what I've done is I've actually put into AI some questions. So, why do some addicts switch addictions?
I would have to say that it's a switch in addiction because the current one is no longer serving its purpose.
Okay.
Or they're not getting that adrenaline or fix from that addiction anymore, that they move on to something else.
Yeah. I certainly did that when I put the drink down. I picked food up.
Yeah.
So
Well, in that sense, it's like it's the mind saying you need to consume something.
yes,
Like something needs to be going in, or it's going to be not good, right?
absolutely. Yeah. So it's is there an echo?
No, my kids are going up the stairs.
All right. But yeah, and if anyone's got any questions, and if you want to throw in it,
You're gonna make me throw some? Oh, geez.
well, I've been at it for 16 minutes.
Well, so okay, you asked me what my addiction is, and you kind of mentioned yours as far as food, but is that like the main one, or is there something else?
I would say that is it, yes, because and I say the other one is a little bit of procrastination.
Okay.
Because I was once going to the gym like 2-3 times a week, swimming. I was doing all that, going for walks, and then I just stopped. And to be honest, I don't know why I stopped. I don't know. Maybe stress at home. Maybe the guilt of leaving Kerry with the kids. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. But I know we're making plans. And maybe it's because the fact that me doing that alone, maybe like that inner voice was saying, "You're leaving her again. You're abandoning her like you did through your drinking times." So I think that's what made me stop. So this is why we're now making plans to do things as a couple.
Which isn't bad
No, it's not.
to do things as a couple, but I really want to almost, well, if you felt the thoughts that were happening as far as like you're abandoning her again, I would say that could be true if you were literally in the gym 7 days a week for 4 hours a day. Like, you know what I mean? Like that to me as an addiction. 3 times a week, getting away, even just solo, working on your own health.
Yeah.
Isn't bad. I wouldn't say like there is a disconnect somewhere, I would say, in the mindset of the game. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's more the thoughts that are playing with you, because to me that's not an abandonment to your wife. That is a honoring yourself in a healthy way, so you can be the husband that she needs, and you can be the healthy husband that, or healthy father that your children need. So it's reversing the thoughts that I'm abandoning. But what you essentially did is you abandoned yourself.
Yeah.
So, and I don't want this to obviously turn into a coaching session, but like that's essentially what happened, is you abandon yourself because of your own
people please.
Well, that, but it's also like your own self-judgment and your past behaviors. Because when you're getting rid of a negative addiction and adding in a healthy outlet, that's a completely different thing. But your body and your mind don't necessarily recognize it as that. So that's something to keep in mind. But going to the gym together, okay, that's amazing. Yes, do it if that's what you want to do. Go out on dates together, right?
Yeah.
Like spending that quality time, but you also have to have that separate time. So there's a greater appreciation
Boundaries.
for each other.
The boundaries. Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe I did do that. Maybe I did.
Well, and it could be too where you unknowingly abandoned that because of silent judgments happening. Like,
yeah, because I used to wake up about 5:30, like 3 times a week, and I did a few chores in the house, made our youngest bottles. I did all of that, and then when it got to about 6ish, just after 6 o'clock, I walked to the gym, and that was at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I spent about 2 hours in the gym.
Yeah. Which that's not a lot when you consider only going three
times,
a week. That's not a lot of time. Like that's your self-care time.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that often we take on the guilt, and I don't even want to say the shame in this aspect, but you take on the guilt of I don't deserve to be here. I shouldn't be here. She's at home. Like,
well,
take
that's it. And I've been saying this in Alcoholics Anonymous as well, because like even today, I've been talking about rock bottom and loneliness, and I basically made it very clear that I've accepted I don't love myself enough as much as I'm supposed to do. But I basically made it very clear I'm not going to sit there like I've been doing for months and complaining about that. I'm going to make a plan and go and fucking do it. Just get it done. And that's what I need to do. And that's what people need to do. Instead, and it's getting rid of that self-critic.
Yeah. Well, and it's not even so much the self, like it's easy to say, oh yeah, I love myself.
Yeah.
But then when you really get down to it and you're really honest with yourself, no, I don't. Like, because we are we are our own worst critic. And I've talked about this in excuse me, in my group on Facebook multiple times. Like, men too can do it, but women more so attach their identity to what the number on the scale says and what the pant size is and what the shirt size is and what, like, all of the things, right? And we begin this process of I'm too fat, I'm too ugly, I'm, poofy here, I'm chubby here, like all of the thoughts in the negative repeat. What if we started telling ourselves, and this is taken, like I've had to do this with myself, but it's taken a lot to be like, no, my body is strong. My body moves me from point A to point B. It does what I need it to do. Like, my body is healthy, and just repeating. And it's not this false sense of affirmation over yourself, but it's literally repeating the positive things that your body does do for you. Because you could be wheelchair bound, you could be in a hospital bed, and you want to talk about how quickly your body literally disintegrates in a hospital bed. It's like an instantaneous thing. If you're in the hospital for like a day, okay, maybe. But you add on day 2, day 3, and then you're attached to IVs and tubes and all the things, and you can't physically move on your own. You have to call for help. Like, all of the things, right? You make one wrong move and that IV can move in your arm, or you're going to set alarms off and all the things.
Yeah.
Your strength literally disintegrates so quickly. I know this because I was there. I had to go through physical therapy and occupational therapy and all the things to be able to like walk. I had to have the machines on my legs to make sure I didn't have blood clots because I could not get out of bed on my own. It was ridiculous. And I was so weak. It was crazy. And then I got hospitalized a second time, and I was like, good God, please get me out of here. I was there for a day, and by day 2, I had zero strength. I felt so incredibly weak and just gross. So, looking at the strength that your body does have, do you have breath in your freaking lungs? I hope so. But if you can breathe, that's your body doing what it does. Your heart is beating. You can see like all of the things, and repeat that to yourself over and over again. Like, my body is this amazing creation that can do all these things, and I don't even have to think about it. It just does it.
Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah, there's definitely a lot more people out there that are in a lot worse situation to us. A lot worse. So,
Yeah.
and that's when gratitude does come in.
Yes.
But it's easier said than done. But I want to talk about that. Do you not think it's annoying that people are using the easy said than done phrase a lot? They're overusing it. Or is it genuine?
I can say that I think it's a genuine thing, because it really is. It's much easier to say something than it is to sometimes accomplish it, right? So that's the easier said than done piece. Because I can say something all day long, but if I don't make the decision to take the action to do that, nothing changes. So you can say words all day long. I've said a lot of them already. Like, you can say words all day long, but if I'm not taking the action to make the changes in the things that I'm speaking, nothing happens.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the conversation I had with Kerry, because she's now come to terms that she doesn't believe alcoholism is a disease. She believes it's a choice. But I believe it's a bit of both.
Okay.
It's a bit of both, because it is a choice. And like in my experience, and that's all I ever speak about, I chose to put the alcohol down my neck. I chose that 100%. But it's the mental side of it and the physical side that impacts your mind with it all. And that portraits the type of character that we become. So, yeah, I was an arsehole. Am I still an arsehole? Possibly. Probably still am. But ain't we all? But yeah, it is. And I think that's when the disease hits.
I mean, I can see that. I personally would probably lean more towards it is a choice, but it's also one of those things that you're going to replicate what you see as a child. And unless you are willing to break generational bondages and curses, it will continue. So that is a decision. So if you grew up with an alcoholic parent or parents, you grew up seeing abuse, violence, all of the things, you have a choice. I'm going to repeat. and do the same thing and carry that generational baggage,
generational trauma, yeah,
into my relationship, or you have the choice of, I saw that, I don't want that for my wife and my children, I'm gonna go this way.
yes.
And the reason I say that is because that was my husband's decision. He grew up with an alcoholic mother. He had the choice of, I can also follow suit, or I can go this way. And he's broken ties with her. We haven't spoken to her in years. Because we did our best to get her some help, and she had some times of sobriety. But when she went back to it, there were strict boundaries. Because it was, no, we're not going to allow this into our home with our children and all the things. But my husband made it very clear to me. He goes, if you want to go out and you want to drink and you want to do the things, I'm not picking you up and I'm not holding your hair. Even weddings, it triggers him watching intoxicated people act a fool.
Yeah.
So if we're at a wedding that doesn't have alcohol, he's fine. If we're at a wedding that has alcohol and there are people acting dumb, he's not okay. So I have to realize what's going to trigger him and what isn't.
See, and that was Kerry, because I admit in my sobriety, I was aggressive and I was very defensive, and I was. And it came to not just our youngest christening, but even our wedding, and even just going there for something to eat. Kerry kept asking me, am I going to be okay? And I'm like, well, you need to trust me. If I'm saying I'm going to be okay, then you need to trust that instinct.
Yeah.
And that was my ego coming out. Self-centered ego. And I didn't realize she was actually genuinely concerned about me. I've now accepted that she was genuinely concerned. And yeah, I am okay. Like Kerry, she can drink. She has drinks in front of me, and it doesn't faze me one bit. It doesn't faze me. But if you were talking about last year, if she did that, I would have relapsed.
Yeah.
I would have. I would have relapsed. Like, I've already relapsed once.
Oh, I know.
Oh, shut up.
I remember that. It was not good. It was no bueno. But
No.
And that's the thing too. Like, again, it's that decision. It's that decision to say, no, I'm not going back to that.
No.
And it's also the thoughts that you decide that you want to think. Right?
Yeah. So
again, that's where I think it really comes down to. It's the decisions. Because if you're like, yeah, okay, I'm sober, but what's a little taste? What's a little bit? It goes back to the post that you put out on social media the other day as far as chocolate.
Oh, yes.
And the sugar. You're making the decision to not have the sugar with chocolate. But everybody else is like, oh, just have a little. Just have a little. Well, what if they did that when it came to alcohol? Just have a little.
Like Robert, he saw the chocolate post as well. And to be honest, I see why people are saying that. But I also saw the other comments as well, where like that. It's like, I've done all this time with no chocolate. Why would I relapse? I like one of them as well. Like I'll try and quickly find it now.
But that's my point. Like, it's a decision. It's a decision of, no, I'm making this health decision for me. And I know if I eat chocolate, I won't stop. And that's where the addiction part comes in. Where, to your point, I could see where it's the quote unquote disease, right? But to me, like, we have to look at disease as dis-ease. It's dis-ease within the body. So if chocolate makes you feel like absolute trash, then you're creating dis-ease within your body.
See, it's like this comment. Like, I found it now. It's like, if you were trying to quit smoking, would you reward yourself with a cigarette? So I saw that comment.
Right.
Like, if you were trying to quit drinking, would you reward yourself with alcohol? So it's like, yeah, I've done all this time with no chocolate, so why would I go back? And that's why I put the comment, no, I'm choosing not to go back. I don't want it.
Yeah.
I don't want it.
So that's where I can see, like, both sides, if you will, right? And alcohol creates dis-ease within the body, like, massively. It isn't just like your mental capacity, right? It also is causing dis-ease with your freaking liver. You know, like, okay, say you get so intoxicated and then you're throwing up. Well, that's dis-ease within your gut, like your esophagus, like all the things. It's what is the purpose? What is the result that you're looking for? It causes depression because it's a depressant, right? And, like,
it's a drug.
It is. It really is. And not only that, but what are you trying to numb when you consume alcohol? What feelings are you trying to avoid by consuming alcohol? Because most times, if you're an alcoholic, you're trying to numb yourself from something.
Well, this is how it is, and I can share this because this is my experience. I was brought up with an alcoholic mother and a violent dad. That's what he was in the military, police, you name it, and he was violent. I had a granddad who was absolutely fantastic. I couldn't fault him ever. He owned a pub. He owned it, and I was in that pub every single day, not drinking, but I was there because I was young and I had to be there. So it's all I've known is alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
So I was surrounded that, and I thought, all right, okay, this is the norm. This is what life is. So that's why I was drinking from the age of 11. And then because I saw my mum drinking, her emotions were, because she was going through divorce after divorce after divorce because of domestic violence. That's all I known as well.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So I had a toxic upbringing, and I then became the toxic individual towards Kerry, towards the kids. And it actually took me, like, I get it, Alcoholics Anonymous, it doesn't work for everybody. And that's okay, but it works for me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm going to continue going, because it's not just helped me to stay sober, it's helped me with a lot of things. And like I said in it, it's helped me reconnect with Kerry, it's helped me reconnect with myself, and it's even helped me start talking to my kids again. Because I never spoke to my kids as much as I did, because I was either being sick, I was out of it. I was collapsed, and nobody could wake me up. Nobody. So yeah, and that's it. I don't want to drink again. I have no intentions to. Yeah. That's it. Now I'm done.
Well, and again, that's all about the decision, right?
Yes.
Again, the easier said than done. Some people will say, "Oh, I have zero desire to drink again," right? And then all of a sudden, they're tempted, and oh, what's a little bit? And they compromise, and they fall back, and they fall off the wagon, and then they start over again, right?
Yeah, and that's what it is, because obviously, as I've learned, there's two types of alcoholic. There's the physical one. That's picking the drink up, putting it down. That's easy. That's piss. But it's the mental one that's got the work done. And it took me a lot of work. And I've now realised, and it's going off what you're saying, yeah, it's all right to say, oh, yeah, I don't want to drink again. I have no intentions and I'm living a good life. But I believe what caused my relapse, a factor in it, is being overconfident. And if I'm overconfident, I need to calm down right now.
Yeah.
I really do. Like today, I've had 2 brilliant meetings. And I've had a really good day. Really good day. One of the best days I've ever had. And yeah, there were a little bit of arguments from the kids today, but Kerry basically saying, stop. If you've had a good day, don't let the kids stop that. So
Right.
she got on it straight away, and that's brilliant. Just like every time I get triggered and she's got alcohol in the house, she knows if she sees those red signs, red alarms, she pours the alcohol away straight away. Whether I want a drink or not. She does that. And that's support. And I'm truly appreciated for that.
Yeah. Well, and it really is like you said before, realizing that you don't love yourself enough or as much as you should.
Yeah.
I think that is where
because I've never experienced love growing up.
Right. And I think that's where even some that that turn to alcohol or turn to other addictions, it's that self-loathing.
Yes.
There is no self-love. So again, it's the masking, it's the hiding, it's the cover up.
Yeah.
Because if people really knew who I was, they wouldn't be friends with me. They wouldn't like me. They would abandon me. They would reject me. Like, and then you go into this shame and awful spiral again, that self-loathing, that self-critic. So it all boils down to what's up here and are this and this connected? Because if they're not, you're all out of alignment.
I agree. 100%. And
100%.
that's why every time I have a gut feeling, 95% of the time my gut feeling is accurate. It's an accurate feeling. And
that's what we call the female intuition. Like when we have
don't call me a female woman. Come on, woman.
We all have that, right? But men have it too. Like we all have an intuition.
Yeah.
Like you just typically hear about the female intuition more than you hear about the male intuition.
Yeah.
Because like for me, I'm very much I can be a very critical person.
Oh, I know.
I can. Because I form my own judgments. I can look at a room and I typically can read what's happening from the outside looking in. You can see fakeness in people. You can see those that are masking and putting on a show. Like you people watch, you people read. Okay. And women are typically really good at that.
All right, and have you ever seen me mask on this show?
Mask on this show?
Mm-hmm.
There's been times that it's more of it's fine. Things are fine, but they're really not. So there's times, but it's not.
I've had that mask on. I've had it on.
But it's being able to know that, engage that, and sometimes call it out, right? But it's not a call out in like public. You know, do you know what I mean? Like
that's why I don't see or hear anybody talking about men's masking. I don't.
I haven't talked about the male portion of masking, but it is very much a real thing.
Maybe we need to talk about that on another conversation.
And that's fine. But there is It's a very real thing. I've watched my husband do it. I have watched a close friend do it. And it takes a lot of, I don't want to say poking and prodding, but it's poking and prodding. It's a call out of holding the bullshit accountable. Of, wait a minute, that doesn't line up with the person that you really are. That doesn't line up with your values. That doesn't line up with your integrity. And that's not okay. Like, it's calling it out. And I kid you not, I literally had to do this last night. My husband and I. And I had said to him, I'm like, we are legit walking into a potentially not volatile, but like a potentially confrontational environment right now. And both of us hate confrontation. Like, I was anxious before we even left the house. But at the end of the day, it was these are people that we love. These are people that we know. These are people that have become our family. And we are going to do what we have to be the support that they need. And that's essentially what it came down to. And it was like 4.5 hours of this round and round and round we go. And a lot of words and a lot of things and a lot of emotions until it was finally like the surrender of it all. Of, okay, we can't keep doing this.
I know, yeah.
And there was a point where it was like, I'm exhausted, I'm tired, all the things. But it didn't stop because of that. It was a no. We're going to keep going until we get the result that we're looking for. Despite the exhaustion, despite the headache, despite all of it, because this has to get some sort of resolution. And it has to be called out for what it is.
Yeah.
And there was masking, and there was pretending, and there was all the things. And it was no, we're not doing that here. This is going to be a real open, raw conversation. And that's what it had to be.
Yes.
And then walls started to fall. Exactly. But if I would have said, okay, well, we'll be done, we'll go home, like, we wouldn't have gotten that result. And that's where pride and ego, that's a lot of what happens with the male masking. Yeah. It's the pride and the ego. And it goes back to, if they really know who I am, I'm going to be rejected. It really comes down to fear of rejection.
Yeah. And I believe and it's not just men, it's women as well. Yes. If they're self-doubting themselves, I believe there is fear there. There is fear.
And it's getting back to who you truly are, and why are you masking to people please? That's a big one. Why are you masking?
Another conversation.
That is another conversation. It is, why are you masking to people please?
Yes.
What lens are you viewing yourself at that you have to put on this performance for people? Yeah. And that's something that I know you and I talked about this the other day, but
we did.
I'm opening up in my Facebook community, the Return to Self Society. I'm opening up calls for women. So we don't need to come to another holiday with the fake smile plastered on our face. Christmas is coming up, and women, and I'm not saying that men don't, but women are notorious for people pleasing, especially family. Yes. Especially family. And again, men do it too.
Yeah, men people please. I have.
And it's something that we have to figure out why. Why do we feel like we need to walk into this potential toxic, volatile, alcohol-filled, loud, yelling environment when we really don't want to be there?
Yeah.
And it comes down to you're riddled with guilt. Somebody told you, well, this could be the last Christmas with grandma, right? Or they don't get to see the kids very often. That's what social media is for, my friends. Pick up the phone.
Well, that's just it, isn't it? Because for weeks, I say it probably even longer. I've been struggling to accept the fact that my mum's not well.
Mm-hmm.
I've been struggling with that.
Yeah.
And I've been on the phone to the fellowship and friends and stuff like that, speaking to Gary, and I've just bursted out in tears. I burst out in tears. And I'm not a big crier. I'm not. And I've messaged my mum and stuff like that. And I was trying to, basically, I was trying to word it right without showing that resentment and hatred towards her. So I was getting a little bit of help with that. And so I did it. And she responded basically saying, I was just expressing how I feel. And I wanted to show that support. I wanted to be there. And she's like, I don't want that. I just want people to be happy. And that's all she wants. So I've learned to accept that. Like, there's nothing I can do. I cannot change the outcome. Yeah, she's rejecting treatment if it comes back again. She's rejecting it. And I've accepted that.
Mm-hmm.
Do I wish I could do something? Of course I can. I think everybody does. But I have to accept that. I really do. And I think she's doing that because she doesn't want me to worry. Because if I worry, then all these doubts are going to come in, and it's going to cause a lot of issues, a lot of resentment, and I'll probably end up picking up a drink. And I don't think she wants to see that again. So I'm seeing the logic in it and the realistic. So yeah.
Well, and I think it comes down to, like, you had a very broken relationship with your mother for a very long time.
I did.
And now that you finally have
made that amends, yeah. I went 6 years without talking to her. 6 years.
And like some sort of amendment and trying to rebuild a relationship with her, part of you is you're accepting of her decision, but at the same time you're thinking in your head, Mom, I'm just now getting that relationship back with you, and now I have to
exactly.
accept the fact that it's going to be gone, and it's going to be gone permanently.
Yeah.
And that hurts my heart because I'm just now getting you back to only turn around and lose you again.
Yeah.
So that's the pain.
Yeah.
That's okay, that's there. That's something that definitely will have to be addressed and worked through. So when that time does come, you don't relapse. Because then your brain will say, okay.
And that's what the fellowship was saying, because it doesn't matter if I want to drink or not. The ism, and that's why it's called the alcoholism, the ism, it doesn't go away. It's always there. And I believe every time we think negative, or I think negative, it comes out of its shadows. And it starts poking. It's like poking a bear. And it's like, how many times do you have to poke a bear before it snaps? And as soon as it snaps, that's it.
Well, and it's your brain also saying, like, see, I told you you're not strong enough. See,
exactly.
I told you. It's, again, it goes back to the inner critic noise.
Yes.
That it's
and she's the one that got me drinking in the first place.
Well, and then there's also that attachment, right? So it's how do we repair that so that that portion is severed and you just look at her as Mom? Because it's also one of those things of, what if she was doing the best that she could with what she had at that time, right? And it's knowing that. And then it's also like, okay, I can't control this outcome. Like, I'm accepting of the fact that I cannot control what this outcome is going to be in the end. And let's face it, in the end, all of us are going to be dirt again. Like, all of us. None of us get out of here alive, right? So it's what you do with what you have in the time that you have now.
Exactly. And there's that saying, isn't it, where why should we focus on death or dying? Learn to live. And there's a saying I've learned in is live and let live.
Yeah.
So it's focusing on that. Live and let live.
Well, and there's nothing you can do about yesterday.
Or even 5 minutes ago.
No, there's nothing you can do about it. The words that have already been spoken have already been spoken.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't put them back in. Like, whatever happened, it happened. All you can do is say, well, that wasn't my best moment. How do we change it from here? And how do we begin to shut down the inner critic? How do we shut down the noise? Because our brains don't know the difference between a truth and a lie.
Mm-hmm.
But it will find evidence to make whatever thought you have true.
Yeah.
So if you've got the negative thoughts running through your head, your brain will literally find evidence that that is truth. And when you tell yourself a lie long enough, it becomes the truth.
And that's why when it comes to a lie or the truth, if you're thinking it, you're going to say it, you're going to act it, you're going to behave it.
Mm-hmm. Like
and you never know who that's going to impact.
Your brain is such a powerful thing. And I didn't realize in reality how powerful our minds are until I would say probably the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Because even all of the self-development and growth and all of the things that I have done over the course of the last 7 years, it didn't sink in until I had people that encouraged me and believed in me and really helped me to understand, like, the thoughts that you think, that's what's really creating the results in your life that you're getting. It has nothing to do with your actions. It's literally the thoughts, because your thoughts will produce the actions that you're taking. So if you're thinking crap thoughts, what are the actions that you're going to take? You're going to distract, you're going to procrastinate, you're going to do anything but what you know you should be doing. And that's going to give you those results. So if you change the thought into something positive, then you start like following suit with those actions that get you to the results you're seeking.
Yeah.
So you have to look at it as this giant like circle, because it literally stems with your thoughts. It has nothing to do with the circumstance. None, as much as you think that it does.
I agree. So on that note, Linda, any final words?
Oh, final words. It's not available in the UK though, but I have to share this
from my knowledge.
It's not yet anyway, and I don't know why, but I released a devotional, a 90-day devotional. This is my copy that, of course, says not for resale, because this is the author's copy. But I released a devotional, and I got it last week. And, of course, I wasn't on last week, or we didn't have podcasts last week. So, yes. And I'm starting a book club in my group for the ladies that are in there. And we're going to walk through the 90-day devotional together. So you can reach out to me on social media. I know I typically don't tell you guys to do that, but you can reach out to on social media to me, and I'll get you in the group. And if you want the devotional, if you're in the United States, I don't know why it's not working for the UK, but I'm bummed about that.
I had to tell her, guys, that it's not in the UK. I had to tell her.
Well, and that's the thing. Like,
But it's okay. It's okay.
I can give you. I'll figure it out. If you're in the UK, I'll figure out a way to get you a copy as far as like a PDF version. But then that means you had to print it, and it's like 194 pages. It's a big one. So,
right. But anyway, we're gonna end this now. Please tune in next Friday, same time. Nick's gonna be back as we're gonna no guest, and we're gonna fight back mental health one song at a time. So we may see Ashley singing. You know.
Oh gosh, no, no, not
me, not me.
No.
So, and that's gonna be our final show of 2025. So.
Awesome.
So she made festive with a little bit of tinsel in her. Who knows? I don't know.
There's already tinsel in there, man. Come on. Look at all that gray.
Right. I'm going to end this now. So please subscribe, everybody. And yeah, please do subscribe and please share this. So I'll see you all later.
See ya.